Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we're looking at Anastyr, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is a game just at the end of its crowdfunding campaign. I got the prototype just a few days ago and wanted to get this in before the campaign was done. And as always, we accept no compensation for our crowdfunding coverage. We just want to help you make an informed decision. But Anastyr is a board game take on a side-scrolling action game. I used to play the heck out of these when I was younger, the Golden Axe series and Streets of Fury and Final Fight, all those kind of games. And just like in those ones, you'll be taking your heroes from left to right, fighting enemies, and in this game, completing quests, leveling up, some stuff that clearly was never in those video games. And like normal with my crowdfunding coverage, I'll do a full solo playthrough, and then I'll give my thoughts at the end of the video. Feel free to use the timestamps to skip to any of that. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month. You can't see these anywhere else. We also have a separate streaming channel with even more content, a weekly podcast, and a Discord if you want to jump on and talk with us. But let's go check out Anastyr. So going through the overview of the game, as I said, this is a side-scrolling board game, so you're going to be moving along these boards, and whenever every allied and enemy miniature are on the rightmost board, you're going to take the leftmost board and scroll it to the side, just like you've moved on the screen. And depending on which adventure you're playing and in which location, we're in the Jade Sea for this one, you're going to have different little objectives, and they'll instruct you to flip the cards, and stuff will happen, things will spawn, rules will change, until you eventually finish the final card in your given adventure or quest. Then you get to move on. And my understanding is that these can be played as one-offs or campaign, but I only have one adventure to try in the prototype, so I can't say any of that for sure. The order of action in the game is controlled by this initiative track. It will change sometimes. This is a randomized deal at the beginning of the game, but usually round to round you'll have the same activation. So enemies of different strength levels, 1, 2, and 3. We don't have 3s yet, will go. And then your heroes, here we've got Conrad and Pyra, and you also have an activation for the environment itself, which is going to have different events happening and also move around these animals. Because just like in classic games like Golden Axe, you have these animals that you can ride. So you actually have a second miniature for your units, and they just magnet right in there. Gotta admit, it sounded a little bit silly when I heard about it, but seeing the thing in actual fact is pretty awesome. Now, on a hero's activation, they can take 2 or 3 basic actions, depending on player count. We're going to be doing a 2-hero game here, so we each get 3 actions. And you have these technique cards that you can play to get bonuses, and they also have these 3 symbols at the bottom. And as you slot the cards in underneath your board, when you play them, you'll be setting up these combos. Like if I had 2 red symbols, 2 red cards in a row, I could use my assault ability for Conrad. But you can also take more basic actions like maneuvering, where you get to move up to your movement value 2 for Conrad, and then attack with your basic melee value, enemies in your space, unless your character has range, rolling a number of dice equal to your combat value. And when enemies activate, they'll move towards you with a pretty simple AI, and they'll attack you, and you'll roll your defense to try to cancel their damage. If you go all the way down to 0, then you're knocked out. And depending on the scenario and the player count, you'll have a different number of extra heroes. So it's kind of like in a coin-op side-scrolling game, you had to select a different character. But if you would lose a character when all your heroes have run out, then you lose. Also, if time runs out because you don't have any more event cards, you lose. But something else that's happening mainly through the card play is that you're building up your Fury over here, and that's going to let you unlock a Super Fury ability like Conrad's Whirlwind here. And the cool thing is the Fury abilities, the combos, loot cards you can get, all of those are free actions in addition to your basic actions. Another core rule is that a given basic action cannot be repeated. So the most commonly used one is Maneuver, that lets you move and attack in either order. You can only do that maneuver once per turn. Even though I have 3 basic actions, I can't maneuver 3 times. And that should be enough to go on. I'll explain the specifics as we go through the scenario, but let's see if Conrad and Pyra can survive, and start out by reading the story for Quest 1. To the east of your position, you spot the telltale round tents used by White Eagle nomads. If you can reach them, maybe you can learn more about Nogai, if it's not already too late. The trackers harass you relentlessly, skillfully driving you into the clutches of the Kazul warriors. You notice that they are all taking orders from one man who, brandishing a whip and a staff, is coordinating the hunt and guiding the trackers, like a shepherd controlling his dogs. So this first adventure, as far as I can tell, is very much a tutorial, so don't expect this to be incredibly difficult, and I'm not sure how they can modify difficulty yet. I haven't seen that in the prototype. But our primary objective is just to head east. We just have to scroll the board once, and we'll advance to the next part of the mission. We'll flip the card, and it'll give us new setup instructions once we do that. Our secondary objective is to eliminate the one specialist. When they have the little sort of kind of arcing crown over the skull icon, that means they're a specialist level 1 enemy. And whoever eliminates them will get the leader token that gives you some extra options on your turn. We'll show that when it happens. And just to show the enemies briefly, here you go. You can see these icons in the upper left-hand corner. These are the only 3 we have to start out. Trackers are the basic level 1 minions. We got the Hunter. That's the one level 1 specialist who's leading the attackers, like they said in the flavor text. And we got the Slaughterers, who are our level 2 minions. No level 3 minions or level 2 specialists or bosses yet. We just have these 3 people to worry about. And we'll have to worry about them because we have our level 1 enemies activating first. You just kind of move this little turn tracker from left to right as things activate. So the level 1s are going. And that includes the Trackers, who are these guys with their 2 knives held up, as well as any level 1 specialist, which is the Hunter leading the charge. Specialists activate before minions. This guy's got a 1 movement value, and he has a special ability. While the Hunter is on the board, spawn a tracker at the end of each spawn phase in any space along the east edge. The spawn phase is at the very end of the round after everyone's activated, so we'll just have to remember that. But right now we're just concerned about his 1 movement value. So the board is divided into these sort of rectangular spaces. Some of them have some right angle kind of squared off corners. Those are just basic spaces to move into. While some of them, it's somewhat hard to see, have kind of rounded corners like this here. That means it's difficult terrain. If you move into it, your movement ends, even if you had points remaining. The enemies have no such restrictions. And then you also have impassable terrain, these big rocks here. The enemies and you can't move through there. Now for heroes, they mostly move orthogonally. Each time they move, they can only take a single diagonal move, but enemies have no such restrictions. They can move diagonally as much as they want. And AI try to first get to the closest hero, the one they can reach with the fewest movement. They break ties based on who has the leader token, which none of us do right now. And then the final tiebreaker is whoever is next to activate. So right now, if Pyra and Conrad were tied with neither of them being the leader, the enemies are going to head towards Conrad. And the enemies want to take the shortest path possible, but they do want to get on the same row or column as you as quickly as they can. So in this case, the Hunter's 1 move will be to come over here. And we'd like him to come closer because I want to defeat that guy so we stop summoning extra enemies. But then we get to all of our little level 1 trackers. And how you activate them is you do columns one at a time from left to right. So any enemies here, then here, then here. So this guy goes first. And he's checking. He's 1-2 move away from either of them. Remember, Conrad gets the tiebreaker because he's next to activate. And you move all the enemies before you attack with any of them. So this guy can also reach. This one can also reach. These 2 have to go around the rock and can't quite reach, but they'll get as close as they can. And there are some guys all the way back here. They're going to end on the same row as Conrad, but not too close. Next, we resolve attacks. Again, pretty much everybody attacks on the same space as them. That's called being nearby. That's where melee attacks happen. You need to have range to attack anybody else. So all 3 of these guys will attack as a single attack against Conrad. He'll defend once. And how you do this is you take their basic combat value, which is 1, and then you add 1 more for each identical enemy attacking. So with 3 trackers attacking, it's 1 for the first tracker, plus 2 more for the other ones. But let's say instead I was being attacked by 3 Slaughterers, the first one would give me 3 attack, and then the other 2 would only add 2 more, so it would go up to 5. So again, you only count their basic combat value for the first person, and then the rest just adds 1 each, so it's not multiplicative. But trackers have the Pack 1 ability, which means that if there are at least 2 of them attacking somebody, they gain a number of bonus damage equal to their pack value. So here it's 3 trackers for 3, plus 1 from pack, so 4 damage coming at Conrad. So that would move Conrad down 3 towards defeat, but he gets to defend. He's got a 3 defense rating, so he'd get to roll 3 dice and subtract the number of hits rolled from the damage coming at him. But players can also play cards. First of all, you can boost any of your rolls once per roll if you have the correct card. So like here, Conrad could discard that to gain +1 defense here. And other heroes can also do that for you if they're in your space or adjacent, which Pyra is right now, so she could discard either one of these to give Conrad +1, but there can only be 1 boost per roll between all of the heroes. So like if Pyra helped Conrad out, then he could not also help himself. Now, additionally, some technique cards, like this parry one, will have a little symbol with a defense and an arrow to the left or the right. That means that you can play this out of turn without spending an action, either before if it's an arrow to the left, or after a defense roll if it's an arrow to the right. So here, Conrad could play this to gain +2 defense, roll 2 more dice, and that would not count as a boost, so then Pyro or Conrad himself could play another card for the +1 defense. Now, I do want to see if I'll need any defensive cards later. So the only enemies who will still activate are the level 2s very far away. They have a 2 movement rating, and Conrad can only move 2 generally, so they shouldn't reach each other. I'm going to refill my hand at the beginning of the next round, so yeah, I think Conrad will go ahead and play parry. Now, whenever you use a technique card, you can slot it underneath your board if you like, and that will again build up towards your combos, but you might notice Conrad is a very aggressive guy. He has no combos that rely on blue gems, so you can also just choose to discard technique cards when you play them. Anyway, so that's giving him +2 defense. And Pyra will boost him 1 more. So that's 3 plus 3 more, 6 dice. And to show you the distribution of the dice, they each have a single 2-hit side, a single miss side, but then also this grapple side, which is 99% of the time a miss, except in very specific circumstances. If it comes up, I'll explain. And then the rest of the sides are a single hit. So 4 of the 6 sides have hits, one of those hits being a double. So Conrad's facing 4 damage incoming, and ooh, there we go, 2 doubles, so no damage suffered. Awesome. And that is it for the first activation. Conrad is next. And as I mentioned, he gets to take 3 basic actions. The first one I already said was maneuvering. He can move up to 2 spaces, and before or after he moves, attack for 4 dice in his space. A second action is to play one of his technique cards. For example, he could play Ferocity to get an attack, and also gain some Fury towards charging up his awesome Fury attack. And then that would slot in, and the red is needed for every single one of his combos, and cards have to always go in the leftmost spot, so this is the perfect card to play. Another action you can take is just preparing a combo, which means just putting a card in without actually resolving its ability. And remember, you can only take each action once. That's why that prepare is useful, because normally you'd want to use the technique action to actually play the card, but with the technique and prepare, you can get 2 cards down. Other actions you can do are heal. You can also build up rage to get your rage card ready. Well, let's start with some basic stuff and have Conrad maneuver. So Conrad can attack in his space for his combat value 4 dice, and then he can move up to 2 spaces, or vice versa. Here he's going to attack first. And again, you're looking for hits, and there we go. We did 4 damage total. And this game is all about cutting down enemies like wheat. You take the full amount of damage you did, and to defeat an enemy, you have to apply an amount of damage equal to their defense value. Trackers only have 1. So I could kill right now up to 4 trackers in my space with that 4 damage. Or if I had like a slaughter, I could spend 2 to kill him. So you're kind of like allotting your hits as you like. But yeah, Conrad just went and killed all of these guys, so they are gone. And then he gets to maneuver up to 2. I think he'll just stop here to defeat these. Well, actually, you know what? I bet Pyra can take care of them. Well, yeah, I don't know. I do want to kind of charge up his red card, though. Yeah, but I don't see any other way Pyra's going to attack. So, okay, he'll go 1 more. You do have these little terrain tokens. The effects vary based on the scenario and the location you're in. These ones will give him 1 free Fury or Rage, whatever it's called, when he lands on it. So there we go, 1/8 of the way there. And for Conrad's second basic action, I can't play Ferocity for its effect because there's nobody to attack. Well, actually, I guess I could, just to gain the +1 rage effect. I think I can play it for just that, even if I can't do the attack, because you do as much as you can on a card. So sure, I'll play this technique card, mainly to get this at the bottom, but I'll gain 1 rage out of it. So that slots right in there, and now Assault, Headbutt, and Terrifying Blow, all of them are partially ready to go. And then for my last action, I could just prep the heal. That would mean that Headbutt was prepared, and I'd only be 1 red card away from Terrifying Blow. Or another action you can use when you don't have much to do is to roll this die, and you gain as much rage as the indicated numbers from 1 to 3. But I like the idea of having some abilities ready to go. So I'm going to slot that in for no effect. The only thing it would do, some of these cards will have a little Fury symbol at the bottom. Let's see if I can find one. There you go. So when I played this card, or just prepared it, I would gain this much Fury. And then also, when I spend it to fire off a combo, I gain it again. So this is a nice way to build up your Fury gauge quickly. But that is Conrad's turn. He maneuvered, he played 1 card, he prepped another one, he's done. Which means we're going on to Pyra. And Pyra wants to kill these guys, and then she's going to try to get over to that beast and tame it, just to show you one of the cool actions you can take in the game. And she has an ongoing special ability that says all of Pyra's combat attacks gain range 1. So she's an archer. I think it's a she. I'm actually not sure. So she can attack the guys next to her because range 1 is orthogonal or diagonal. And she's got a 3 combat value. So she'll take that same basic maneuver action to shoot first and then run over to the beast. 3 dice, and oh my god, that was that was like the same as rolling a natural 18 when rolling up a character in D&D. Give me a break. Yeah, didn't need that much. Those 2 were super dead. And then Pyra also has 2 movement. Number 1 of those moves can be diagonal to get around this rock. And for the second move, she'll be in the same space as the beast where she can try to tame it. So these beasts, this is a Hayati, kind of like a giant hyena sort of thing. They have their own stats, which are used as they're moving around the board, kind of innocuously. But then if you tame them, you flip them over and they give you bonus stats. So Pyra would go up to 3 movement. And this is size. Basically, each space on the board can hold up to 6 size points worth of people. So Pyra would suddenly become a 2 size person instead of 1. And also, once you're riding a mount, you get a free action every turn. In this case, a 3 attack in the space from the mount biting people. Awesome. But first you have to tame the mount, and that comes down to this stuff right here. So it says Savagery Red 3. So Pyra can take a basic taming action. That's going to be her second one. And her choice is either to discard a technique card that is red, and then she tames the thing automatically, or she can try to do an art roll, that's the green stat, the rightmost one, trying to get at least 3 successes. Pyra currently has no red cards, so she has to go for the art roll. And let's see, her art is 3, and she'll discard her heal to boost herself to a 4. So 4 dice needing 3 successes. Ooh, and I missed. Now, each character does have a reroll. Should I go for it? Sure, I don't want to get bitten by the thing, I want to ride it. And it is a basic action to prep that back over to its side so you have a reroll again. Come on, come on, come on. No! Alright, well, too bad. So I did not get at least 3 successes, which means I resolve his ability. It says the hero loses 1 hit point, and then the Hayate moves into a space not occupied by a hero. We can pick which one. So Sadness, Pyra tried to make friends and got bitten for her trouble. And then I guess we'll have this guy move toward the enemy, since that's the way we'll be going anyway. Alright, so let's see. Pyra maneuvered and tried to tame. So she could build up Fury, she could get her reroll token back, she could try to heal. You roll a number of dice equal to the pips next to the number. So the more hurt you are, the more you can heal, and each success heals you 1. Right now she would only heal with 1 die worth. Doesn't really seem worth it. Yeah, I think she's going to get that back. She also could have played or prepped this push card, but none of her combos begin with blue either. These are very aggressive characters I'm playing right now. Okay, next up we have our level 2 enemies and specialists. We don't have a specialist, so right now it's just going to be our slaughterers. And they have 2 movement, 3 attack, 2 defense. I don't know when they use art. And the annoying thing about them is that they guard the people around them. Any space that contains a slaughterer, when it gets attacked, ignores any double rolls. So a double goes to a 0, which is pretty bad when your best rolls become terrible. Right, so we've got 2 of them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they can both reach either hero. Conrad's next in initiative order, so they're going to try to get as close to him as they can. But neither of them can actually reach him. Unfortunately, they're split up, so it's going to be tougher to kill them with one big attack, but so it goes. Alright, and finally we get the Jade Sea. 2 things happen when the stage resolves. First, you draw an event card. Remember, this is the timer. We've got 7 in this scenario, and when they've all run out, that is the final round, so you have to win before then. It says, Fatigue. All heroes lose 1 Fury. Well, only Conrad had some. He had 2. He'll be down to 1. Then it also has movement for all of the creatures on the board. In this case, they're moving left, their full movement value. So my little buddy, I guess I should have had him go right to the right of me. That would have worked out better, because they would have been in my space and I could have tried to tame him again. But so it goes. Okay, and then finally we're going to draw a spawn card to spawn some more people, usually on the east edge of the map. They're coming from the right most of the time. And then it'll be the end of the round, and we'll wrap back around again. So our spawn card this time, super basic. It's showing which side they're coming from. This is on the right. And these are going to correspond to the 4 rightmost spaces. So we're going to get a Slaughterer in the top space, 2 of those basic trackers, 2 trackers, 2 trackers. So 6 trackers, 1 Slaughterer. So there we go. Just a ton of friends coming to join the battle. And that takes us around to round 2. So that was 1 round of the game. Things will go a little bit faster now. We're going to activate our level 1s again. But first, at the beginning of the round, we get to do some stuff with our cards. So players can first discard any cards that they don't want, and then they draw up to 3. Conrad only has 0 cards, so he's just drawn 3. And he got a nice mix, including a, wow, powerful attack card. That might be good. Brutality. Ooh, and that would charge up his terrifying blow, so we might be killing a lot this turn. Meanwhile, Pyra has 1 card left. She could discard it or keep it before drawing. In this case, everyone's going to prefer to attack Conrad, so I'm going to go ahead and discard this. And draw 3 cards fresh. Ooh, 2 reds that give her Fury and a green for extra movement. Much nicer than my last cards. But the level 1s are going first, and man, there are a lot of them. Again, they're all going to prefer Conrad when it comes down to the tie. So the 2 closer ones from over here are going to actually reach him. And meanwhile, the 6 new spawns are going to form a kill team over here. This space is now full, but like a lot of games that have these sort of rules, once a space is full, you can attack from adjacent with a melee attack. So it's not like you're locked out of killing them just because there's too many of them. So that actually wasn't too bad. They've kind of set themselves up for us to murderfy them. Ooh, you know what I forgot? Because the hunter leader was still alive, there should be 1 more of these guys at the end of the spawn phase. Let's say that they, well, I guess they can't fit in that big clump, so they'll just move over there. Oh, and the hunter himself should move, and actually he would have... Yes, he would have been here first. So we'll have 2 of these guys like that. That's great. Let's try to kill that dude. But first, Conrad's getting attacked here. 1 attack value for the first guy, plus 1 for each extra guy. That's 2. Plus 1 for their pack power. That's 3. Conrad does have a single blue card, and he's definitely not going to use it otherwise on his turn, so let's go ahead and boost for 1. I don't think you get the Fury bonus when you boost, and I know you don't get it when you discard for a mount to tame a beast. I think those are the only 2 times, though, so he's just going to get plus 1 defense and go to 4. Against the 3 incoming... Oof, that was a bad roll, but we're not going to reroll it, so he stopped 1 damage, 2 still coming at him. bringing him down to 6. But now he gets to go, and man, it's such a target-rich environment. I think he's going to have a bit of fun here. So ideally, I think I'd like to maybe kill these two guys, but really I want to get next to them and just blast and hopefully defeat the Hunter and a bunch of those other guys. So Brutality, the technique card I want to play, is just an attack +2, so that'll be 6 dice. But I need to already be in position for that. So what I could do is, this Hunter guy has 4 life all by himself. So maybe I take a maneuver action, move 1-2, and just go ahead and attack this group and ignore the guys in my space. And then I can use Brutality to get another 6 dice attacks. That'll be 10 dice to do 9 damage. It sounds pretty good. And then I'll have my Terrifying Blow charged, which would give me a free, non-action big attack. And then I would do like a penalty to all the enemies that match that type. Although it's a -1 shield penalty and a -1 attack penalty, and I think 1 is the minimum, and they already have 1, so it wouldn't do anything. I might charge it, but save that for now. So yeah, first I'm going to maneuver, so I'll go 1, 2 into the space I can fit, and I think I can still attack adjacent, even though there's guys in my space. Maybe? I'm not 100% sure about that. This is just Conrad's basic 4 dice attack, again against the big group. And oof, it was only a 2, but I'll take it. So the Hunter has 4 life, so I'll just defeat 2 of his bodyguards that time. Okay, but second action, I'm going to play Brutality to do my base attack value of 4 +2 for 6, and I will also spend a Fury. Oh, except wait a second. Ooh, I just realized. Dumb Mike, dumb Mike. That space is no longer full, which means I can't attack them for free when I'm adjacent. Darn it. All right, so slight change of plans. You can discard cards at any time. I'm going to discard the green, so Headbutt's no longer prepared. For my second action, very much a waste, but I'm going to play Brutality. So that'll give me 1 Fury and give me a 6 dice attack. It's up to 2. This has to be against just the 2 basic guys in my space. Yeah, they're dead. And then for a free action, so I still have 1 action left, I'm going to use Assault. So I need to have 2 reds. I can move 1 and then attack for 3 dice in any order. And by the way, when I spend these, I get the Fury effects again. So I'm going up to 3 thanks to discarding Brutality. So 3 dice, they are not great odds, but we'll see if we can get lucky. All right, here we go. And yeah, okay, so we're doing 2, and ooh, picking somebody up, I get to show you the grapple throwing action. So I kill 2 guys, and then what you can do whenever you roll the grapple, oh, that's right, it ends my action turn, so I'd actually lose my last action. But yeah, how it works is you kind of put their base on top of yours, and basically they kind of get weakened, they lose their special abilities, and they have -1 defense, the same as when enemies are stunned, so they can still go, but they don't do much else. But your actions end, so again, I would lose my third action if I did this. But then on a future turn, you can use 1 action to throw them. First, you can move up to 1 space, and then you can throw into your space or adjacent. And as long as there's somebody else where you're throwing them, you kill the person you threw, and you get to stun somebody else, which means they get knocked down, they lose 1 defense, they lose powers for the turn, and they skip their next activation. Do I care about all of that? Because I could use my remaining action to raise my Fury up more. I could try to heal the 2 damage I've suffered. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to grapple him, because I'd rather spend my last action. I think I'll go in and do a heal action, 2 dice, because of the 2 pips, and I'm fully healed, yay. Yeah, and I just double-checked the rules. You cannot carry specialist-only minions, because if I could throw this guy and kill him instead of getting 4 damage, heck yes, I would do that. Oh, well, that didn't quite go to plan, my own fault. Let's have Pyra go next. And Pyra's in range of both of these level 2 enemies that are about to activate. I'd love to try to kill them. And I might be able to, because with Volley of Arrows, I get to do 2 separate attacks, and if any of the attacks eliminates an enemy, Pyra becomes the leader. Remember, leader is a tiebreaker, more important than who's next in initiative order when heroes are equidistant, so they'll try to kill Pyra more. That's not great. Her defense is not very good. But on the positive side, at the beginning of each round, the person holding the leader token can choose to swap their card with somebody else's card, so I could have her activate before the level 1s, and that could certainly be nice. But either way, yes, Pyra's going to go ahead and play Volley of Arrows as her first action, so she'll get 1 Fury, and she's rolling 2 3-dice attacks. So we'll target the Slaughterer down here first. These guys have 2 defense, and they ignore double hit rolls. We need to get 2 hits out of 3 with just regular hits. So first, that guy. There we go. We ignore this, but it's still 2. He is dead. And second attack against him. Let's see if we can get lucky again. Yes! That was great. That means Pyra is now the leader, whether she wants to be or not. But, yep. All right, then for a second action, I'd like to maneuver, but sadly she cannot get over here to help Conrad out because she can't move it diagonally twice, so she can go like 1, 2, but not be quite within range 1. She could maneuver 1, 2 to here and shoot at these guys, or she could go to the mount and try to ride it again. Now, if we want to scroll the map more quickly, moving her here would be the right move, because these guys would follow us, and assuming like nobody spawns on the west side, which almost never happens, we would advance the map very quickly next turn. But there's still a decent amount of enemies on the board. I'm not sure if I want to do that. So yeah, let's be a little basic with things. Actually, she can prepare first, because you can see Pyra's combos are a little bit different. She gets bonuses when things are charged. So like Piercing Arrows, which is 2 red, says, while this combo is charged, Pyra gains attack +1. So she'll have a 4 attack stat instead of 3. So yeah, instead of playing my leap card next turn, I can prepare it as my second action this turn, gaining a Fury. And now that means Piercing Arrows is charged, so she can do 4 attack. And with that, for her final action, she'll move 2, maneuver, and do her range 1 attack against these guys. With her 1 die bonus, boom, easily kills them. So we're managing our numbers well, but still haven't quite made full progress. Next to activate is our 1, 2, and he's just going to move 2 to get closer to Conrad. Then we're drawing our second event for the Jade Sea. Whenever a hero interacts in a space containing a loot token, draw 2 loot cards. And this is an ongoing one, so until I think something else replaces it, this is going to keep on helping me. And there's actually a loot token right here. So normally you'd get 1 loot card. These are like free to use items that are pretty awesome, so getting 2 of them is great. And by the way, the card had an up, so our Hayate gets even further away, just does not like Pyra, not try to be friends with her. And let's see, to finish up the turn, we're spawning a bunch of guys on the east. And we're also going to spawn, we're going to roll for what type, a new beast in the left west side board. So there we go, the basic people. And let's not forget this time the bonus person, because our little hunter leader is still alive. I'm going to roll 1 die to see what type of enemy spawns. It's a blank, which means it'll be an uncommon creature for the Jade Sea terrain, which is another Hayate, and if I remember correctly, I think if you would spawn the same one, you don't. So we're just going to keep the same guy who's on the board. All right, now we're coming back to round 1. I'm definitely going to swap Pyra and the... Well, I think I'm going to swap Pyra and the ones. Because then she'll be the target of all the new guys that just jumped in there. Maybe we're not. But then Conrad will get really killed. Oh my gosh, but look, the Hunter has 5 attack and range 1 and a critical ability. I'm not even sure what that means. So... I think maybe critical attraction, he like pulls you towards him. So yeah, I think I need to kill that guy at least. We'll Pyra move with the leader token to the front. And Pyra wants to get another red card if possible, so she's going to discard her 1 remaining green card. There we go, lots of nice options. Meanwhile, Conrad also has a green card he doesn't want. He really wants some defense probably. Oh, there we go, we got some attack and defense. I can deal with that. But Pyra will be first. So Pyra can maneuver. Let's see, if we go... Yeah, if she goes here... She can attack the boss, but she's going to get attacked by everybody else. And we'll scroll, which might not be a bad thing. Let's do it. Let's do it. So 1, 2. I think we scroll after activation is done. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll play it that way for now. So now she gets to do a 4 dice attack because she's still boosted by her piercing arrow being charged. So right here, she could target that guy, but we got to try to kill this hunter. And here, she'll go ahead and boost her own attack up to 5, because she doesn't need 2 red cards in 1 turn. Alright, we need at least 4 hits to kill that guy. Oh my gosh. Alright, so she's going to use her reroll token. And you have to reroll the entire thing. So come on, come on. Okay, only 3. Darn it, that just kills this guy. Doesn't quite finish off the hunter. And it's all or nothing, so we don't like have any damage staying over on him. Alright. That was not great. But her piercing arrow should be able to easily kill the guy. So maybe... Let me go ahead and play Deadly Dance. That'll get me 1 more Fury. It lets me leap 2 and then attack in any order. Leaping, as you can imagine, can go over like terrain and stuff. She's actually not going to move, but she will shoot at this guy with the 4 dice, because the piercing arrow is going to be the big hit. So she just needs 2, but from basic hits, perfect. So that guy's gone. And then she's going to ditch 2 of her reds to do piercing arrow. So it's attack +1, which means 3, the +1 still applies, 4, +1 more 5, and she can re-roll once any blanks and grapples she rolls. So chances of not getting the 4 this time should be pretty low. But then these 2 cards will go away, and yeah, her Fury's going to go up. I'll go ahead and do that now. So 5 dice with a re-roll of the bad sides. Okay, well, we don't even need it. Boom. So the dang boss is dead, and some units will have a reward when you kill them. In this case, we get 1 loot card, but that's not affected by the opulence effect. That's only when you use an interact action. And let's see, she gets a Kizul Axe with 2 uses, and it's a free attack for 3 dice. This is another free action. You can only use it once per turn, and these show the 2 uses it has. Ooh, and it ignores level 2 abilities, so like the Slaughterers would not cancel double hits. That's pretty cool. And then for her third action, she could heal, but I just realized Conrad's going to go next, so he'll actually be closer to all the enemies, and he'll be the one taking the damage. So I think she's going to try to get her Fury charged up. One more. There's only a single side with 2 and a single side with 3, so the chance of her charging fully was pretty much nil there. And that'll be it for her. Conrad is next, and he could go for the loot, but he can also kill these guys. Because it didn't show you Conrad's special ability, but it says if Conrad's not engaged after performing a movement action, you may place him in an adjacent space containing one or more enemies, which can even give him a second diagonal move, because that's not a movement, it's a placement. Oh, wait, I forgot. We are scrolling, because Pyra's turn ended. Creatures do not prevent scrolling. This guy's just going to be gone. Bye. And yeah, all this stuff comes off. And we add a new board to the right. We've reached this little ruined village. And we're going to flip this quest card over. Ooh, I forgot. Whoever killed the hunter... Oh, that was Pyra. So whoever killed them becomes the leader, but she was already the leader. But here we go. Approaching the tents, you soon see that the Kizzles have lived up to their reputation. The camp has been devastated. Mutilated bodies bear the signs of savage violence, and some appear to have been tortured. As you survey the carnage, you hear the distant howls of a pack of Hayatis running in your direction. So we got some special setup. We're going to place a little quest token in each of those huts. We're going to add, for 2 heroes, spawn card M1 to the top of the spawn deck. The Flayer enemy card is going to come into play. These are level 3 enemies, so they'll be ready to go. We're going to put their activation card at the end of the initiative track, which won't matter because there won't be any. We spawn a new hunter in the northmost tent. Oh, but if he was still in play, if we hadn't killed the first one, he would have gotten +1 attack to bring him to 6, give me a break, and +1 defense to bring him to 5, so I'm okay with that. But now we go to Quest 2, A Ghastly Sight. Despite being sickened by the atrocities committed by the Kizzles, you need answers and methodically scour the area in search of survivors. So search the yurts. If we spend an interact action in a tent, we'll get the token there. Once we get them both, we flip this over. So we just need to get to the tents now. But yeah, we are way far away. We still have to cross the entire first left board, so we're not going to get to the tents anytime soon. Although Conrad is up next, then we'll have the 1s, the 2s, the environment, and there are no 3s yet to benefit from that. Alright, so for Conrad's first action, maneuver 1, 2, and then with his special ability 3, I want to take out the level 2s first if I can, because their attack value makes them kind of like 3 level 1s. You got 4 dice, and... oh no. Oh, man. That is a bummer. Okay, so remember, these are ignored by those guys. So there's only 1 damage right now. I could grapple him, but that would take away my other 2 actions. Whatever, I'm going to use my reroll, I guess. Kind of a waste, but okay. And okay, there we go. I hate these guys canceling your 2 hits. Second action, I've got, Blood Rush. Oh, but I have to be in the right space already. I attack, and then I gain 1 fury per enemy eliminated. All right, so right now we'll just do a leap. So I'll leap 2, and then attack, and gain 1 fury. And yeah, I was kind of shook by the bad roll there. So let's go here where every hit will actually do something. All right, so 4 dice again. Yes, so 3 hits can ignore the grapple. They are dead. Boom, clear in house. And I can do more. For my third action, I'm going to prepare my Blood Pact. Get another red. That gives me another fury. And then for a free action, I'm going to use a combo. So that's 2 of those. Get 2 more fury. 1 away from being fully charged. To do Assault, I'm going to move 1 and attack 3. Which, let's be honest, is not my best odds, but I'm trying it anyway. So I need 3 single hits. Come on. Give me some luck. Okay, actually, but you know what? I can grapple him, because that was my third action, so ha ha ha. I wish I could, what if they had magnets, for the mounts? Alright, so that was Conrad. Now the 1s activate. And it's pretty simple. There's only 2 of them left alive, so they're going to attack for 3 dice with their pack ability. The level 2 guy does not boost their attack, so only, the same type of enemies count each other. And Conrad does have a defense card. I guess I'll go ahead and boost this to get to 4 dice. And, whoa, okay, no damage there. And then level 2s activate. This guy does still activate, so he still attacks me. He's -1 defense and loses all special abilities, but his 3 attack is not diminished. I'll roll 3 defense. Blocked 2 of it, so I'm back down to 7 life. I was at 8 max. So he's like, tried to cut me as I'm about to throw him. Alright, then we're going to do the event, and then we will move on because there are no level 3s. This is our third one because time's not too bad. Oh man, booby-trapped terrain. All spaces adjacent to blood spaces become blood spaces. And then there are no things to move, but they would go down. So this, I think, replaces the opulence. I'm not going to get a bonus loot anymore. So these spaces here, this is the first one. If you move into it, you take 1 damage. So now, all of these spaces are going to do that negative effect. That's not great. Oh, I forgot to put the tokens down here. The little grave piles, remember, give you rage because you're angry that they killed the people. And those are, I think those only really matter for spawning creatures we haven't seen yet. So they're not going to do anything else. Although they do, I'll take up 1 space out of the 6 for a location. All right, no level 3, so we're going to spawn. Remember, they told us to put a specific spawn card on top of the deck for the next quest card, which is M1. Oh, okay, so we're going to spawn one of the Sylvae, I think they're called, which are these like little boosting spirits with auras. You can also tame them just like the mounts, although you can't ride them. And then this is the Chaos symbol. That means we're going to shuffle the entire initiative deck. So they had us put this on top of the spawn deck to make that happen. We're going to get a level 3 at the top and bottom on the right, and then some level, 2 level 2s and 2 level 1s. Wow. So here they are, and the level 3s are riding their own Hayates, or whatever they're called. They are flayers. They take up 2 space, 4 attack, 3 defense, 2 movement, and their attack targets all nearby heroes. That means all people in the same space. Well, let's roll for which spirit creature we get. We get a basic common one, and we can place it on any one of those little like monolith stones we want. Base one is a Sylphate Guardian, 1 move, 1 space. To tame them, you need to either roll 3 successes or discard a blue card. And if you fail, you gain a -1 defense penalty token that just stays on you. So these guys have an aura that affects everyone within 1 space in all directions. So it says heroes and all types of enemies all have +1 defense when within 1 space of this guy. If we tame them, first of all, we can move them at the beginning of each of our activations up to 2 spaces. We do have to check savagery every turn. You didn't see that with the mount because I failed horribly, but you do have to keep on either discarding the card or passing the test. And then only we get the aura bonus of +1 defense instead of everybody. See, I don't think this is a hard choice at all. Well, actually, I was going to put it here just to get it out of the way, but that would boost both of these guys' defense. Although the first thing I have to do on my turn is throw this guy, so I'll stun one of them, and then they'll just run after us. So yeah, I'm going to put it back there. I feel like the enemies having +1 defense for each of them, like each of the trackers taking 2 hits to kill, is way, way worse than us having +1 defense. All right, so now we're coming back to our round. We do have the Chaos thing active, so we're going to shuffle everybody up. But then Pyra can still swap with somebody with the leader token, so that'll give us a little bit of mitigation. So she could put the 1s after us. There's only 2 1s. Oh, and the boss. Which reminds me I should have a 3rd one of these guys because the boss was out when we spawned. The boss can't reach any of us right now. Neither can these guys. So really I'd just be letting these 2 guys get a free attack on Conrad. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to change the initiative order yet. All right, Conrad. Okay, oh, he's got a dagger throw. By the way, I think half the cards in each player's deck are equivalent to other players, and then half are unique to them. But then I think during the campaign you level up. Again, I haven't seen any of that. That's just what they've said. So that's a nice little mix of cards. And Pyra's going to discard her green to try to get more reds again, I think. Ooh, this card is nasty! Snapshot. After an enemy moves, Pyra can move 1 and do a weaker attack, 2 dice instead of 3. But this would be another red, which would charge her piercing arrows again, so actually she'd get +1 attack. Yeah, I like it. But the level 1s are coming first, so these guys stay where they are. The leader goes there, and then 1, 2, 3. All right, so we got a nice little line of enemies here. And then Conrad's suffering 1, 2, 3 dice, and actually he's getting +1 defense from our little Sylphate statue there. So that's 4 against 3, not going to waste time boosting it. Boom, took no damage. Okay, next is the stage. We have 4 events left in time to win. Okay, Swirling Mist, good. They're going to replace the other one. Heroes cannot use their reroll. That's fine. Both of us have already used our reroll, and the Sylphate's going to move down. But yeah, it doesn't bother me at all. All right, so the Sylphate Guardian has 1 movement. And gosh, I forgot Pyra was so far away. But Conrad is up next. And this is very much a no-brainer. His first out of 3 actions has to be to throw. He can move 1 first and then throw it in any adjacent space. And he's going to stun that hunter. -1 defense, no special abilities. I think that means that even he wouldn't increase the spawn this turn. So, bam, throwing is sometimes useful, I guess. Oh, and the guy he threw is dead automatically. All right, he's got 2 actions left. First one I'm going to do is Dagger Toss. He's got range 1. I'm going to try to kill the hunter while he's down and weakened. And I will get my Fury up to max, which means we unlock this Whirlwind. So I roll my full attack. Explosion means against every space adjacent to me and in my space. And then I become the leader. So, yeah, leader is basically like who is impressing and scaring the enemies the most. So this is ready to go as a free action. But for now, let's do my Knife Toss as my second action. All right, so I got 4 dice, and he's down to 3 defense because he's stunned for me throwing the guy at him. Yes! Exactly enough. And that means I get another loot card. Okay, Battered Shield. I can use it before an attack against the hero, +1 defense, and I ignore Attraction and level 1 traits. I don't think I need to get a level... Oh, I guess I would ignore Pack, so I'd suffer 1 less damage. 2 uses of that? Cool. So I played a card, so I have 1 action left, but I can also use my Whirlwind for free. So first let's do a maneuver, do a 4 attack here, and then move twice. Come on, come on. Oh, dead! And then, here we go. Gonna get him into the tent. We'll go 1, 2 to avoid the spikes and the... Oh, that's right. That's canceled now because we have a new thing. But either way, we're not getting hit by the spikes. And he's not going to interact this turn. He's going to Whirlwind. So Explosion means that the full attack roll affects every space. So I'm going to roll 4 attack, and I'll go boom, and I'll go boom. Now, I think the Slaughterer only applies to their own space, so I don't think they'll, like, cancel doubles against the Flayer. Decent chance I won't kill anything here, but we're going to try it. Unleash my fury! Oh, man. Well, that's not terrible. I mean, I didn't kill the Flayer because he had 1 more defense, but I do kill one of these guys because they were single attacks. I don't think I can grapple when they're not in my space. I'm going to guess not. That doesn't seem thematic if I could. All right, so the Whirlwind didn't do that much great stuff. But it was a free action, so why not? And that does bring Conrad's Fury all the way down, and he's the leader now, although he's right in front of everybody's face, so I think they would have targeted him anyway. All right, Pyra's next in initiative order with very little to do. Jeez. Suddenly I'm wishing I had one of those cards that lets you move. Oh, Snapshot. Could she have moved that? Well, it's okay. So yeah, she'll maneuver first, and she can't even get in range of these guys, so she'll just go here. Then for her second action, she'll loot. She's already got an axe, don't forget. Now she's got an Oliphant Porn. All heroes gain 1 fury, and this hero becomes the leader. Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't think we need that yet. Then for her third action, she can play Snapshot for free when the level 2 and 3 guys move in a second. So let's go ahead and I'm going to try to heal her. She's at the 2 pip level, and whoops, she is full life again. All right, next are the level 2 guys. And yeah, this one's going to move in and attack for 3. Pyra will go in and use this to move 1. She can't... Actually, ooh! Never mind. It doesn't say she has to attack the enemy who was the one who moved, so I think she can attack anybody. So she'll go here with her 1 move, and then attack for 2 dice. Or no, because it's 3, because now she has Piercing Arrow prepped. Of course, each of those trackers has 2 defense now because of the boost from the Sylph, so I only kill 1 of them. All right, back to business, getting attacked for 3 here. I'll go ahead and use 1 of those shield uses to get my defense up to 4. Have it, so might as well use it. Right, and oh my gosh, and I can't reroll. That's 4 damage. Woo! So suddenly, again, knocked out. Not so unheard of. All right, then the level 3s can each move 2. And by the way, they ignore all the negative terrain effects. So that guy's coming in, attacking me for 3. No, 4. All right, so Conrad's definitely going to discard this to boost himself to 4 defense. And use the last use of his shield to get to 5 defense. I don't want to die. All right, come on. So 5 defense against 4 attack. Yes, we canceled all of it. Much better. And that takes us to the end of the round. We're spawning. Hopefully it's not too many. Of course it will be. Okay, no new level 3s, but a bunch of guys. There we go, but no bonus because the hunter's gone. And then we're spawning a beast on the left side, and it's just a basic horse. And yeah, he's way out of the way, so I don't think Pyra's going to care. Although he is super easy to tame, he gives +1 movement, and speed means you can do as many diagonal moves as you want. And he can stun an enemy every turn. That's pretty dang cool. But Pyra needs to get in the fight, or Conrad is dead. All right, speaking of, Conrad's the leader now. We need to switch with these level 1 guys. Otherwise, Conrad's going to get ganged up by all of the ones that just spawned. I mean, he still might anyway, but at least he has a chance now. And Conrad and Pyra are discarding all their cards. It's not the defense or more speed for Pyra or attack that I want. Now, let's see what Conrad got. Movement, blocking. Okay, and a big, big attack. That is nice. We're going to use that right away. Yep, so action 1, we're playing this. That will give us 1 Fury, and we've got Assault charged. And Conrad is attacking for 6 dice. Got a 2 life level 2 and a 3 life level 3 in the space. The sad part is any double hits are going to be canceled by the Slaughterer for both enemies. Ooh, okay, so I guess I'll kill the Flayer. All right, second action, just because we need to, I'm going to get the first of our tent investigations. So if I can get the other one, we'll at least move on with the mission. Let's see, so Conrad can maneuver for his last action. I guess I can try to kill the guy that's on me first. So sure, I'm maneuvering, so I can move 2 before or after this. Yes, I killed him, 2 singles. Now I can move 2, and then I've still got a combo to fire off my assault ability. And yeah, let's see if he can kill this guy. So I'll move here. No negative effect from these anymore. Remember that event card went away. And now Conrad's going to do assault. It would let him move 1. He doesn't need to. And then he gets to attack for 3. Oh, it's only 3? Well, it's okay. And let's see. He's up to 3 Fury now. Yeah, I didn't realize it was only 3. Maybe this is dumb. I would need to go all or nothing. You know what? Never mind. I'll move where these guys are, and being here will give me a free Fury as well. And now the 3 dice seems much more impactful. Yep, see, I would have done nothing to the other guy, but I kill both of these guys. All right, next is the Jade Sea. We got only, so this is, we got 2 rounds after this. That's all we have left to win. Cold Fury. All heroes in or adjacent to a corpse space, that's Conrad, gain 1 Fury for free. Yay! And then we're going to move all our creatures right 1. Yeah, so Conrad's up to 5. If he can survive, he can get another Whirlwind off. And then our horse and our defense thing. Thanks. But next are the level 1s. Pretty simple here. He's attacking Pyra, and they're both going to get Conrad. So for Conrad, it's 3 attack. Does he have a defense card? Well, he probably needs to save it for the bigger guys. Okay, so we only took 1. He's down to 2 life. And then Pyra's getting attacked for 1 damage. She doesn't even have a friend to trigger the pack ability. And she takes 1 damage. What the heck? Well, she was unhurt at this point, so that's fine. Alright, so now it's Pyra. First thing she's going to do right off the bat is use her Oliphant. Everyone's going to gain 1 Fury, so she's only 1 away from triggering her special, and Conrad's going to be 2 away. And then she becomes the leader, which means she can switch to be before enemies. I guess she already is, but she can switch to be before level 1 enemies at least next turn. But yeah, the Fury and Breaking Ties, if she can get equidistance to the enemies, all of that should help out a ton, because the level 2s and 3s are about to activate. The other totally clutch thing is that she got a ability to let her move more. So she's going to move 2 with speed, so she can go diagonally as much as she wants. And that actually preps a green, which means she's got concussive arrows prepped too. While it's charged, all of her attacks gain range 3. So she can now attack it up to range 3 with +1 value. But the important thing is the movement. I guess does she want to go to the tent and finish that up? Or does she want to kill more guys? Well, for now, she can go like that, and with her maneuver, she can shoot that guy and then move down. Yeah, so for her second action, she'll do a maneuver. She'll go ahead and shoot this guy. She's got 4 attack right now from her prepped ability, Piercing Arrows, and then she'll move into the tent. So 4 dice, needs to get 3 hits. Oof, and she can't reroll. All right, so that's nothing. But then the movement part, she'll go into here. For her third action, she'll go ahead and do this. It will immediately resolve. I think we immediately do it. Here we go. As you are about to give up, you hear a plaintive cry from behind a yurt. Hastening toward the sound, you come across a nomad stretched out on the ground. Gutted by a tracker's knife, she lies agonizing in a pool of blood. The woman's face is livid, and she clings to your arm as death tugs at her. Through the pain, she answers your single question. No guy was here, but managed to escape. He left with a handful of fighters to warn the bulk of the tribe, which has set up camp further north. With her dying breath, she mouths, "Vengeance," then slumps, limp and lifeless. You can do no more for her. All right, we're spawning, the level 2 boss, or I guess a specialist. We haven't seen them yet in, the space with Conrad. Yay. And then we have our last card, Swift Vengeance, which says, there is no escaping the conclusion that these barbarians indiscriminately massacred men, women, and children alike. The anger already swirling inside you transforms into pure rage. Those damned Kazuls must pay for their heinous crime. You swear to kill every last one. Oh, slay them all. Okay, so, we don't draw any more spawn cards. Yay! So I'm glad I did this turn, because then we won't get any more enemies. When everyone's dead, we flip this. Secondary objective, whoever kills the level 2 guy that's about to come out becomes the leader. And he is a Skinner. Critical bleeding, if that comes up, I'll have to look. The Skinner cannot be eliminated while near another enemy. Oh, so you have to kill everyone in his space. 4 life, 3 attack. That's not too terrible, although, again, I'm not sure what the bleeding does yet. And here he is, a little rogue, ninja type guy. Awesome. So sorry, Conrad. And oh my gosh, they're activating right after Pyra. Ooh, but look, Pyra ain't done yet. We're going to do concussive arrows. Pyra targets 2 different spaces, because look, we've got this prepped. So that's 2 spaces anywhere, I think, yeah, I guess so. Doesn't say range or anything. So she's going to do regular attack against each of them, which will be 4 right now, because again, Piercing Arrows is prepped. And then she can stun a specialist or a minion in one of the targeted spaces. So there we go. That's getting her to her last Fury, so she can also do her Fury attack in a second, but let's do this first. So 4 dice split as she likes between 2 spaces. So we'll pick here and here. Although, you know what, actually, yeah, looking at it again, I think the Slaughterer just blocks 2 hits anytime they're targeted, even if it's a big range attack. So never mind, we're going to do here and here to avoid the Slaughterer's ability. And we can stun one of the enemies in one of those spaces, but let's see if we get lucky with the dice. 2. Let's kill both the minions, so now we can kill the Skinner. And we'll go ahead and stun the Skinner, -1 defense, and they won't activate. All right, and then we did unlock Rain of Arrows. Choose 2 spaces, discard X prepared red cards. I have 1. Okay, so I do attack, which is 3 right now. I'm not boosted by Piercing Arrows. +2, so that'd be 5 dice. And then I can allocate it between the 2 spaces, and she becomes the leader, which she already is, but I'm happy with that. So yes, I'm going to do basically the exact same thing I just did. I'm going to target both these spaces, 5 dice, because I'm having her discard her 1 red card remaining. And the Skinner's down to just 3 defense. So that's all we need. Just 3 hits. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Yeah, and that's all we can do. I mean, I guess the Flayer is also 3. And the Skinner's not going to activate yet, and the Flayer is. So, okay, I want to try to keep Conrad alive, and I think that's the best way to do it. All right, then level 2s will activate, and then level 3s. Okay, so this guy's just popping up. He can reach Conrad, but equidistant, leader takes preference. Yes, okay, so only 1 attack, Conrad needs to survive. And he does have parry, so he'll go ahead and play this to get a +2 defense to 5. Against only 3 damage. Come on. Yes, no damage. He's fine. Meanwhile, Pyra, oh, cool. Before the attack, she can push somebody near her. So yeah, you know what? You didn't attack me. Boop. Because you're not in my space anymore. Alright, so that was pretty great. We just got to kill these 2 guys and the 1 tracker over here. Because we don't spawn anymore. Alright, here's our aura. We're going to go ahead and have Pyra. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to have her switch with the level 1 because I want him to come to us. But Conrad's going to be first. And then I'm going to draw 3 new cards looking for attacks. Okay, he's definitely got Leap. Looks like maybe the winner. Now the big negative. Oof. I should have realized this. Now the Skinner is protected by the Slaughtherer's ability. So my chance of killing them is way reduced. Whatever, Conrad laughs at those kind of concerns. We'll go ahead and use the Leap attack. Gaining 1 Fury. Oh, that's right. He's only 2 away, 2 away from Whirlwind. Or I should say 1 away now. All right, so he's leaping right where he is. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and play another card for +1 attack. So 5. If I can at least kill the guy defending him, that'll be something. Oh my gosh. Well, I couldn't have used my reroll anyway. Oh, that's right. I can pick up the guy, but then I'm giving up the rest of my turn. Which means I can't. I was going to heal, for example. Then I could have done another 4 dice attack. But if I pick up the guy, then the boss is not defended by his power anymore. And Pyra is going to go before the guy. She can run in there and kill him. Maybe? Nah, I feel like that's the wrong call. Okay, I'm going to have him do another 4 dice attack for his maneuver, his second action. And, oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to. I want to cheat a little bit because I should have rested first, and then I wouldn't have minded picking up the guy. But I didn't say it, so fine. I'll pick up this guy. I'm ready to throw him. Darn it. Then we go to event. This is our second to last round. Meditation. All heroes may prepare a combo with a technique card from the discard pile. Awesome. So Conrad will prepare another one, which gets his whirlwind ready. Sadly, his turn is done. But if he survives, that'll be cool. And the great thing is Pyra is going to be able to prepare 1 attack card, and she's got another one in her hand. So she'll be able to do her piercing arrow, and that should be enough to kill the boss. And the enemies are moving left, so whatever. They're just kind of out of it. This level 1 guy is going to attack Pyra for 1 die. She does not care. Or sorry, 1 damage, and I blocked it. And then as planned, she's going to go, so she's got another red attack. I think first she wants to move, because this doesn't have any range. All right, so she'll do a maneuver for her first action. She can move in here. That way, since she has the leader token, she can guard Conrad. And she's going to do just a basic 3 dice attack. Maybe I should attack that guy. Well, actually, you know what? Let's attack this guy before she leaves. She'll definitely kill him. Oh, man, that would have been a really good roll. Oh, well. Then for her second action, she's going to use Volley of Arrows. So it'll give her 2 separate attacks, each going to be a 4, because she'll have piercing arrows ready, and it gets her Fury going up, although I don't think that'll ever reach anywhere. So 2 4 dice attack. Here first. Yes. Okay. So it's not enough to kill the boss, but we do eliminate. Oh, that's right. Wait, his ability is not in action. So that is 4. She is dead. Second attack's actually going to be on this guy. Oh, nope, that's not enough. Oh, well. And the reason I did my second action on that guy is because I got this axe to ignore abilities and attack the guy in my space for 3. Now, I guess it doesn't have to be the guy in my space. Now, the question is my +1? I think it still applies. Because it's a +1 bonus to all her attacks, right? Oh! And his ability's ignored? Yeah, he's super dead. And then with the haste, she'll fire her piercing arrow. So this will be 5 dice against that guy. Rerolling misses. Yes. I think Pyra might finish off the entire thing. Oh! Okay, so you know what? I just realized it doesn't reroll these because they don't know that I don't like those. So this needs to be a hit. No, he's still alive. So we are going to go to the final round. He's going to come in and attack Pyra. She's only got 2 defense against his 3 attacks. She blocks 2, she's down to 6 life. But that means Conrad will get to use his whirlwind. Let's do it! And we'll just kind of fast track this. I do have a red card to discard for +1. There we go, dead. So that was it. Let's read our little ending text. Your disgust and rage of these barbarians made you fight even more fiercely. They deserved to be punished and got what was coming to them. Sparing one of the assassins in order to question him, you eventually get him to admit that his clan was sent by a mysterious woman he refers to as the Blood Witch. She personally ordered this daring raid, far from the Kazul deserts, in search of a man named Nogai. Clearly, she seeks the splintered world spear. Yeah, if I'd read the introductory storyline for this would probably all make more sense, but whatever. Okay, so the hero that eliminated the final enemy becomes the leader. I guess that would matter for the next scenario. You keep track of it. So that would have been Conrad would be the leader in the next scenario. And then the companions of the spear gain 2 money per hero and 2 experience and a boss clue. I don't know what any of that means. That's all level up stuff. But the cool thing is that your deck will level up as you go. I know they're doing that, so that sounds awesome. So that was Anastyr. Let's get into my thoughts on this one. So here's the biggest compliment I can give this game. And I think this is a major one. This does feel a lot like a kind of side-scrolling action game in that you are super powerful, the enemies are mostly weenies, you knock a ton of them out, and you feel awesome. And weight-wise, I would kind of compare it to Zombicide in that there are a lot of enemies, but they come off very quickly. It doesn't feel quite as fiddly because there aren't 1,000 zombies to move and they're not splitting directions and stuff, so the fiddliness is lower. But the big thing compared to Zombicide is that the card play and the combos are way more interesting than anything I think I've ever done in Zombicide. I'm not the biggest fan of the Zombicide franchise, to be fair. So yeah, I think this is a very, very enjoyable kind of beer and pretzels level adventure game. Now, I've seen so little, right? This is literally the only thing I've played. I don't know how leveling up works. I don't know how interesting the story will be. I don't know how varied the enemies will be. I don't know how varied the mounts will be. But yeah, from what I've seen, I think this seems really fun. It is better than I expected. I really am enjoying this. It's just you do awesome stuff. That's the thing that I'm most impressed by. You get to play a card for an extra action, and then you get to take your regular move and attack, and then you get a free action to discard some cards, and then you get your free super attack. I like that. The combo feeling and the idea that as you build up, you eventually just unleash on people really feels exciting. And yeah, again, it feels like that beat 'em up style thing, in Streets of Rage when you would fire the rocket launcher, or in Golden Axe when you would fire off your charged magic. It gives that feeling of building up to something awesome and then just wiping the board. Now, speaking of the board, though, that's one of my complaints. I'm not sure how similar the prototype is to what the final product will be, but right now, this, the fact that this is a squared space and normal, but where is one even? Where's a rounded space? See, I can't even find one. Oh, here we go. This space is rounded, and that's the only thing to show me that that's difficult terrain that's harder to move into. Yeah, I'm not buying that. I think they need to go back to the graphic design team and make this way more obvious for ease of play. Because again, this is a really quick, fun game. So I don't know if the immersiveness of the board is more important than the ease of playability. I would say for my taste, it's not. Another potential concern, you saw that there is some swinginess in the dice. Now, they have the reroll. It's pretty easy to get it back. But yeah, sometimes you're just going to get, what was the one turn where Conrad rolled a ton of defense and just got almost immediately killed? That'll happen in this game. So randomness is certainly a thing. They have 2 miss sides and 4 hit sides. And then with the Slaughterers, you saw that the double side became nothing. So it was a 50-50 chance for each die to hit. That's going to bother some people for sure. It didn't bother me too much. I find it made the game more dynamic. And again, fits kind of the quick play of it. But it's not going to be for everybody. Another potential plus or minus, the miniatures look great. Do I need them? Now, for those of you who watch the channel, you might know that I am not the biggest miniature person. I kind of go toward ease of play. And the idea that I'm going to have 50 billion, I'm sure by the end of this, Mythic doesn't skimp on minis, 50 billion of these random miniatures defined for each game, that does seem a little bit like it might be annoying and fiddly. Now, the nice thing is it seems like you only have 5 or 6 types of enemies and they stay consistent for the entire scenario. So once you get them out, once you set up, it should be pretty easy. But certainly if you get a ton of content, which I expect to happen, that's going to be a burden. Same thing for tracking down the creatures and stuff that are in play. I think that one is tied to the location. So all the Jade Sea maps will have the same hyena guys and whatever. So again, once you get them out, you won't have to get anybody else out. It's not like you'll have to find miniatures in the middle of a game, but it might make setup a little bit wonky. And I just think you're paying a lot for, really these guys are just life tokens, right? The trackers could have been tokens, but that's just me. I don't love miniatures that much, so it's not a big selling point for me. But I will say, as somebody who doesn't care about miniatures that much, This is freaking cool. This is super cool. Like, I don't know, man. Somehow the toy factor of just like getting on the mount and riding on them, and let me get the wyvern real quick. Or yeah, the wyvern. Like, what? What, people? Like, come on now. How cool is that? How cool is that? So yeah, I wouldn't care if like the enemies were just tokens, or maybe like just the minions, and if they had like some cheaper thing or standees. But that's my taste. But yes, I cannot argue with the fact that the toy factor of your heroes being beautiful miniatures and then riding things is flippin' awesome. Other cool things, I like the initiative. I like how simple the enemy AI is and how you can modify who they attack and kind of defend each other. I think that works great. I like the loot cards, again, giving you free actions, cool things to do on your turn, like they just make you feel powerful. I think that's fun. The act of taming the enemies, usually it's pretty easy. I just tried to do it in the hard way instead of discarding a card for it. And usually you can ride a mount for a little while, but not forever. Again, fits the source material very well. So yeah, I don't know. I came into this one being like, I guess I'll try to cover Anastyr, and now I'm like, I want to buy this game. that is not how I usually feel for these big miniature games. And also, Mythic, I like a lot of their stuff, but I feel like they tend to sometimes kind of overbloat things. But how simple this gameplay is compared to something like Solomon Kane, which is a really cool game, but also is hard to get to the table and takes forever to play. And this one is just like jump in and kill some things. So much fun. I'm really impressed by the work they've done on this. So yeah, this is Anastyr. It's only on crowdfunding for another, 3 or 4 days. So go check out the link I have in the video description. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you at the next stop.